Hello everybody and welcome. As we like to do every week, we like to take a look at the past week's market activity and then of course bounce around the market and look for something to trade. Well, this one was actually a pretty wild week. I know the last couple weeks it seems like we've kind of been bouncing around, but this week took a huge dive up until Friday, which is the only kind of day that seemed to stop. Doesn't mean it's not going to continue down. We have no idea. It could go up this way next week. Nobody knows the future, obviously, but because of this huge down move over the last week and a half, you can see volatility has spiked. It was down here at around 25. Now for the S&P 500, it's up here at 33. So indices, obviously great place to trade always. This is a good one. We could absolutely do this. We're going to go somewhere else this week. But when indices volatility spikes like this, I have no problem getting in. If I have a trade already, I have no problem putting on a new trade because volatility spiked, conditions have changed. You can absolutely put on more than one trade in the same underlying if you want to. If we go look at the NASDAQ, similar story as always. Bit more of a down move if you calculate out percentage-wise, but same exact looking chart. Huge drop. Volatility obviously spiked a lot more in here. But again, another great place to make a trade if you like. And if we go to the Russell, the IWM, this again looks the same, except like we always say, it's nowhere near its all-time highs like the other two are, but similar story. Huge drop, volatility spike, another good place to go to. So where are we going to go this week? Well, we're going because of one of my students named Satya over to PLTR, Palantir. So this is post-earnings, so earnings is past, it's taken a huge jump up there, but in the last week and a half, huge drop, which means volatility has spiked. Again, we don't count the volatility here because this is earnings volatility. So if you just go to where it is now, this is as high as it's been essentially for the last 6 months. So up here at 46, volatility is good. It's taken a huge dive. As a contrarian, my assumption is going to be, yes, it may continue down a little bit from here, but over the next 45 days, I'm going to bet it has some kind of bounce and starts to bounce back up. So what I'm going to do is something called a skewed iron condor, which means I'm going to put the put side of the iron condor closer than the call side because I want to leave room for it to bounce up. That's my assumption. I could be totally wrong. Again, it's an assumption. If you believe it's going to go down from here, you would move the call side further. If you believe it's going to stay in a range, you would just make an equidistant normal iron condor. But this is what we call a skewed iron condor. I'm going to skew this to the upside, meaning again I'm putting the call side of the iron condor closer than, I'm putting the put side of the iron condor closer than the call side, meaning I believe it might still continue down for a little while, but over the course of the next 45 days, my assumption is it starts to bounce up, and I want to leave it room to the upside because I think it'll move higher up than it will down. Again, purely an assumption. So if we go to the trade page, I've already set this up, but this is perfect. This is 46 days, meaning tomorrow will be 45, which is right at our perfect number. We like to be as close to 45 days as possible. Nothing is closer than 45. So I've set this up already. We're just going to, for ease of math, say that PLTR is at $85. So I'm going $10 down on the put side and selling the 75 put. But here you can see I'm going $20 up on the call side. And that's what I mean by a skewed iron condor. My put side is $10 away, my call side is $20. I'm leaving it room to bounce. Again, purely my assumption. And then to make these strikes match up, I'm doing a $5 wide iron condor. So I'm buying the put and call $5 away. So what am I looking for on this trade? Well, I'm looking for 33 to 50 cents per $1 width of strikes. This is $5 wide, so the range I'm looking for is it needs to be between 165 and 250 for this to be a valid trade. And here we are. It is 213, perfect, right in our wheelhouse. So again, if everything stays the same in PLTR tomorrow and the stock's at $85, we're going to go $10 down, $20 up, create a $5 wide iron condor, and look to collect anywhere from 165 to 250. If it's in that range, then that is our trade for tomorrow in PLTR. Thank you to my student Satya for this trade. I am excited to let you know I've completed a book that is now available to everyone that wants to get it called Learn to Trade in 7 Days. This is a book that will take you from absolute ground zero as far as knowing absolutely nothing about options all the way to trading them. Now, I'm so intent on getting this book to you because I really believe it is such a valuable resource for anybody and everybody that I'm going to offer an incredible deal on this, so stick with me on this. But before we get there, I want to show you what the book entails. The book is broken down into 7 days. Day 1 being what is an option. You'll learn everything about options themselves. We'll compare stocks versus options. Then we'll get into basic option strategies like the vertical. And finally, we'll wrap it up with how to trade verticals and then the making and managing of trades, which is to me the key to success long term above all. Now, as I mentioned, if you get into it now, if you go to this link, you can get this book for only $9.99. And I know that may not appeal to a lot of people because a lot of people aren't into books, but I'm so intent on getting you this book because I really believe it is such a valuable resource to anybody and everybody that I'll also throw in any one of my courses right here available on Udemy right now. So for only $9.99, you not only get the book itself, but you get one free course which can be valued for as much as $100 depending on when and where you buy these courses. Again, just go to this link here and it'll take you to this page where, as you can see, you'll get the book and one of my courses for only $9.99. So really can't be beat. So again, just to reiterate, go to this link here. You will get my book, which you can hang on to forever, and I really believe is such a vital resource. I'm throwing in a course to really get you motivated to buy this book. That's how important I really believe this book is. The book and one of my courses for only $9.99 simply by going to this link. Please jump on this opportunity. It is something you really will be happy you did.